It's the love story I didn't expect to see coming. Okay. And hey, sometimes you can agree with somebody, maybe not. Maybe this is a vain attempt by a lot of former, I guess, progressive heavyweight champions to kind of agree with the change in political tones. I mean, we're already seeing Fat Tony, Cenk Uygur, saying that, oh yeah, I don't have a problem with Trump supporters or MAGA. I have a problem with the establishment. Okay, whatever. But now even Bernie, the nutless cuck wonder himself, saying something so shocking and incredible that even I was surprised by this. But okay, hey, sometimes you can agree, and maybe he kind of is right, maybe he isn't, whatever. But Elon Musk is right. Say what? The Pentagon, with a budget of $886 billion, just failed its seventh audit in a row. How do you do that? It lost track of billions. Where's the money? Where's the money? I'm looking up. I'm looking down. I'm looking left. I'm looking right. I'm looking at your pockets now. Pentagon, where's the money? I don't see the money. Where's the money? Last year, only 13 senators voted against the military-industrial complex and a defense budget full of waste and fraud. That must change. Really? Okay, yes, Bernie. I understand. I get it. But okay. Apparently you can teach an old DOGE new tricks. I said Dodge. Sorry, folks. Doge. Old Doge. Yes. The nutless cuck himself. All right, lefty Senator Bernie Sanders turned heads on Sunday with the support of President-elect Donald Trump's new planned Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, DOGE, providing it takes aim at the Pentagon's cushy budget. Elon Musk is right. The Pentagon, with a budget of $886 billion, just failed its seventh audit in a row. It lost track of billions. The 83-year-old Vermont senator posted on X. He's 83 years old. Listen, Bernie, I don't love you, and you got to go, okay? Last year, only 13 senators voted against the military-industrial complex and a defense budget full of waste and fraud. That must change, the independent politician added. Really independent? My wazoo. Trump had announced shortly after winning last month's election that tech mogul Elon Musk and biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy would serve as co-heads of DOGE until it concludes its work by July 4th. Independence Day of the year 2026. Despite the planned new agency's cryptocurrency and meme-inspired name, DOGE is not actually a government department, but instead an outside organization that will coordinate with the White House and Office of Management and Budget to root out the waste. Okay, root out the waste. There you go. Sanders, along with many progressives, have long been an outspoken critic of U.S. defense spending, which he panned as bloated and wasteful, while calling for more resources towards social spending. Okay, well, gee, Bernie, you seem to have been sitting on your hands with billions of dollars going to Israel, billions of dollars going to Ukraine, and really not saying much until much later, when pretty much a lot of people have already died, when maybe your voice was needed, But hey, anything for your good friend, your buddy, your pal, your ace in the hole, Joe Biden, right? Last month, the Department of Defense announced it had failed its seventh independent audit in a row. How do you see? Now, the thing is, folks, let's have democracy in the chat. Let's say you were in a position where, you're part of a team and you got to audit maybe an administration of a company, maybe an office, the department that you're in charge of. If you fail to audit something, this is the first try, right? And you just go like, oops, sorry, we failed. What do you think would happen to you? Type 1 for, okay, I'd be A-okay. I'd be fine. Responsibility and accountability, you silly goose. Don't worry about it. Type 2, man, I'd be fired so fast my head would be spinning for days. All right, so I wonder how many 2s will be in the chat. The department had been authorized to receive $824.3 billion in government money during the 2024 fiscal year. Mike McCord, the Pentagon's chief financial officer, has told reporters that no significant fraud was uncovered. Bullshit. And that department is working toward a clean audit, which will likely be possible several years from now. Oh my goodness. Really? Last week, Representative Row Your Boat, Ro Khanna, echoed Sanders in suggesting that Democrats are willing to collaborate on attacking potentially wasteful spending, at least in the Department of Defense. Here's what Row Your Boat said. When it comes to cutting waste and fraud and abuse and opening the five primes to more competition, there are Democrats in the House Armed Services who will work with Elon Musk and DOGE. Row Your Boat, Ro Khanna posted on X. Representative Jared Brzezowski recently mused that DOGE, DOGE, should take a look at reevaluating the structure of the Department of Homeland Security, too. Really? Wow. So, Trump has long expressed interest in expanding the military's capabilities, which could mean increases in defense spending, which means no one's going to audit the Pentagon. DOGE ain't going to do that, Bernie. They're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. Musk, who spent much of his post-election time at Trump's Mar-a-Lago's estate in Florida, replied to Sanders' post with several American flag emojis. By the way, I wonder if the rumors are true that Elon is just like still staying at Mar-a-Lago and Trump is just like getting annoyed, like he won't leave. Like, I wonder if it's more of like, hey, he won't leave, or it's just like, hey, he won't leave. Sensible spending is not a partisan issue. The general public supports DOGE holding government accountable to spending taxpayer money more wisely, Musk's American Super PAC wrote in response. Sanders' post drew attention from some of his long-standing adversaries as well. One person said, Representative Matt Gaetz says, welcome home, Bernie. The End of Wokeness account wrote, has hell frozen over? No, it hasn't. Everybody calm down. Colin Rugg, co-owner of Trending Politics, glad you realize Elon Musk is not part of the problem because it's all one big club, goof troops, everybody. It's one big clubhouse. The problem is the federal government, which has wasted and lost trillions of dollars of taxpayer money. Ramaswamy and Musk have teased their plans for DOGE in a Wall Street Journal op-ed, which entail pushing for executive actions to slash government and then relentlessly fighting foes in court. The two bombastic entrepreneurs have predicted that DOGE also will take a sledgehammer to the government red tape and help spur more robust economic growth, which is, I've heard this before over and over again. And while Bernie Sanders is correct that the Pentagon has failed its audit, no one is going to upset the military-industrial complex. Everybody in Congress has an APAC babysitter. Everybody in Congress has a military-industrial complex babysitter. Don't kid yourselves. I mean, the Pentagon's not going to get audited. Trump wants to do more spending. What does that mean? More money going into the Pentagon. No one should be surprised by that. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, if the Pentagon gets audited under Trump's administration, color me shocked. I mean, it would be interesting to see what happened to those billions of dollars. So I will ask for everybody who is watching, always question everything. Always question these politicians and what they're doing. You know, Bernie, you really could have laid the hammer down a little bit more when the Democrats had more influence in 2020 in the aftermath of the election cycle. Maybe asking your friend Joe Biden to really hold the Pentagon accountable, actually have it audit, do that. I mean, that's something within your power that you failed to do. But now you seem to be riding this wave of populism. Is Trump and Elon Musk no longer the problem in your book? Because you kept on saying that, screaming it from the rooftop, unless you're just okay and trying to just adapt with the times, trying to put on an act of saying, hey, look, I'm at least trying, because now you're trying, right? Because it's not a Democrat in the White House. How easy it is that all these people who said that Trump was a problem now seem to be changing their tune. I mean, you even have people like Janky himself. Jank, take it away, buddy. What is the problem? What is the problem, Jank? Here you go. Because you got all these hypocrites. All lies will be exposed. All lies will be revealed to everybody, everywhere. Pay close attention. I've been trying to figure out why I'm more optimistic now than I was before the election, even though I was so against the guy who won. I know now. MAGA is not my mortal enemy, and neither is extreme left. My mortal enemy is the establishment, and they have been defeated. Are you getting dumb, Jank? Establishment never gets defeated. What's wrong with you? It's not just the establishment candidate lost. It's that their media is mortally wounded. The source of their strengths was not the insipid politicians like Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden. The source of their strengths was their propaganda machine, the mainstream media. Now, online media is strong enough that their oppressive monopoly on the American mind has been broken. Now, we're in the jungle. They hate that. I love it. This uncontrolled marketplace of ideas is where I'm home. I'd rather be the populist woods than an establishment prison. Trying to get more people in. I also want to give a shout out to a good friend of the show, Roger Meadows. Roger Meadows, who's been such a great source of inspiration, because the thing is, watch how all these politicians, all these big pundits are going to be changing their tune now that Trump's in office. A lot of them are changing their tunes, changing it so much that your head will be spinning for days. I want to pull this up here just for all of you to see. Just so, hold on, let me this straight here. Hold on, why isn't it working? Hold on. And it doesn't. There we go. Perfect. I just want to rewind a line here. Just kind of a sign of things to come. We got Kyle's mom. I mean Kyle's partner, wife. Sorry. Just saying something. When I say keep your heads on a swivel, you keep your heads on a swivel, please.
MSNBC overall, very different approach. And I don't think that that is reflective of where a lot of the Democratic base is. And I think that's why you're seeing so many people abandon MSNBC, why you're seeing like Kyle's channel is actually going through the roof right now because people are looking for alternatives that are on the left. Like all these MSNBC refugees are flooding YouTube and podcasts right now looking for voices that are still going to be honest and credible to them. So
okay, hey, if you want to flood the Kyle, just remember, Dime Store M&M predicted that Biden and by proxy, Kamala were going to win, that Trump was going to lose. We didn't have to worry about the Democrat primary. Folks, beware of how these people are riding the wave. They're trying to get that next jolt, that next hit from Bernie the Cuck, to Fat Tony, to Kyle Kalinske himself. I mean, they're all trying to do that. Folks, the corruption is still ongoing. The problem is far deeper. It just can't be solved with electoral politics. Now, if DOGE actually does that, actually able to get the Pentagon to get a successful audit, boy, that would be a sight to see. But I won't hold my breath. But this should serve as a warning. Don't hero worship politicians, and beware of those who were once cheerleaders sprouting one truth over another. 2025 is going to be the year of the snake. And all lies will be revealed in 2024. All these snakes, they're going to slither around and show you for who they really are. Beware, folks, and stay tuned to Hard Lens Media. We're going to get through this year, this new year coming up together.
If you fool me once, it's because I didn't think a guard was needed. If you fool me twice, it's because I didn't learn the lesson, so it bears repeating. If you try the same play 3 times running, it's because you know what's coming, and you didn't come to lead, you came to purposefully be misleading. Democracy is dry. It's been a century bleeding. The husk is gaping open to the sky, out in the field where all the sheep just keep on circling and worrying and bleeding. They're waiting for the shepherd that they've tried to hide their faith in, but he's so appealing. They'd gladly give their fleece. It's such a freeing feeling that even when he leads them to the ledge and starts to urge them on, they're positively beaming. They were told that they were on their way to save democracy, so even as they plummet, they just gloat. They don't consider screaming. And halfway up the cliff, the shepherd's cozy little mittens wrap around the staff of shattered human hopes on which he's leaning. He shows the gentle grin that used to stir your inner spark, and he says, "Not me, us," as he gestures to the oligarchs. He knows that if he runs, they're going to stop him like a stolen car. And he'll easily surrender because it bought a lot of time for laying mines in all the grassroots. Suddenly, the tiniest of movements gets you blown apart. Suddenly, you're in a play that's set on an election day, and voting for the fire, unaware you're playing Joan of Arc. Suddenly, the shepherd pulls the rug and slips a hood across your clueless mug, and everything goes zero dark. I'm gonna warn you once more before it's 2024 and you fuck around and find out who your heroes are. To take a step back from the herd, and you'll learn that you can spot who all the shearers are. If you really want to know the product that they're selling, I can take you where the mirrors are. If you think your voice is finally ready, I can tell you where the lyrics are. I hid them in a box I had to bury neath the cobble when they carpet bombed the promenade and raided all the street bazaars. Now all we've got's the marketplace, and you're too broke to even bother asking what the options for your treatment are. Suddenly, the raw debris of homeless human dignity will find it has 100 teeth for every badge and sweeper's arm. Suddenly, they speak in solidarity and each is armed. Suddenly, the sheep can see the shepherd for his truest form and all pitch in at once to help him buy the farm. And now it's zero dark, and all is calm and peaceful save the distant wail of sirens that approach beside the flames of dawn. Suddenly, the carrot's just a string that's on a stick, and all your movements make you sick because the prize is gone. Now, we could go and flee into the forest low and meek, or we can exercise our right to feast and go and graze on Biden's lawn. Because he's been sowing seeds that seep a toxin out to sap a bit from each of us and keep on leaching decades after Biden's gone. So regardless who they summon out of hell to come and do the job, it will not feel like Biden's gone. But in that time of hopelessness, you cannot trust the shepherd when he once again comes asking you to humor him his siren song. And it's cute that you can innocently, honestly assume that's just a symptom of a system that was wired wrong, and not the standard feature, basic function, primary objective of a mass hypnosis firebomb. You don't need to know the words to cry along. Someday it'll hit you like an officer who pistol whipped their ride along. Broke his jaw and kept his job and kept it moving right along. That voting isn't red or blue or black or white or right or wrong. Voting's like a firing squad where you can choose the firearm. It's slow extinction by and large. It's Super Tuesday supercharged. It's all your futures, roots and all, just tossed out on a garbage barge. It's everybody dropping out to push the biggest oligarch. It's everybody voting fire, registered as Joan of Arc.